Hey, come on up and sit down a spell and let's talk, and I'll tell you a little story. It's Mother's Day, so today I want to tell you a little story about my mother. I started it yesterday. Now, when I left off, my mother was 17 or 18 and her husband was killed. Let's bring you up a little closer. Her husband was killed and she had 3 children, and she had taken her middle son and her daughter to Michigan, and she had left her oldest son, which was the one that had leukemia, in Kentucky. Okay, so Mom then went to Ohio. Well, before she went to Ohio, she had had my other sister in Michigan, and while she was there, she had my other sister, and she went to Ohio. Now, why she went to Ohio, I don't know, but she met my dad there. Now, she never did marry my dad, and that I know of. I don't know who he was. She took that to her grave with her. So I never knew my dad, but I had a stepdad that was in my life, and he was a wonderful stepdad. He never introduced us kids as this is my stepdaughter and this is my daughter. But anyway, his daughter was more of a mother to me than my mother. So I always referred to her as kind of my second mom. So my mother was not a real good mom to me, but I loved her right up till the day she died. I always loved her. I was always good to her. I was always trying to make her love me as much as she did my other sister. So, growing up, we always had a clean home, clean clothes, a nice bed, and food on the table. We always did, but we never had my mother's love or attention. So that made me want to be a better mother. And Mom was not a good grandmother to my children, so it made me want to be a good grandmother. Now, that being said, that's the end of my story with my mom. She died, and I loved her right up to the end, and I always done everything I could to make her proud of me. She never did tell me she was proud of me, but I will say that Mom said something to me when my son died that was very unselfish of my mother, and that was so shocking to me, because my mother was a very selfish woman. She was me, me, me. So she said to me, I wish it had been me that died, because I've lived my life and he had his whole life before him. So that was very unselfish of my mother. So I do want to thank you all for coming. I will be doing a makeup look. This is the makeup look. So this is my makeup look for Mother's Day, and this is what I'll be wearing for Mother's Day. I want to thank you all for coming along on my journey. I want to thank you for coming up on my porch and sitting a while with me. I'm sorry that the wind chimes aren't chiming today. The wind is blowing, but they're not chiming. So I love you guys, and I'm so glad that you're my friends. I don't call you my subscribers, because I want you all to become friends. I'm really looking forward to getting to know every one of you. And if you haven't already, hit that friend button down below. Give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. If you don't do anything, leave me a comment, please. I love you guys. Bye.
I'm one of her shields in.